Besides the fact that it's one of the biggest storms ever in the Atlantic Basin, that certainly is cause for concern. But the uncertainty of knowing exactly where and really when, I think, is something that just it wears everybody down as you're leading up to a storm.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you want to know when and where.
Right.
There's still a lot of questions. Not so much the next 3 days, but out Saturday and Sunday. And Saturday and Sunday is when it might have an impact here. And there are a couple of reasons for that. Let's talk about it. There's a look at the entire tropics. We have Jose, and we also have a tropical depression in the Gulf of Mexico that we're watching. But Irma is the storm that, of course, everyone is watching across South Florida, and it is moving very close now to some of those Caribbean islands that are, famous vacation spots. Antigua, St. Martin may take a direct hit from this. The winds are 185 miles. Those are the sustained winds. The wind gusts are typically 10 to 15% stronger than that. So some of these gusts could approach 200 miles an hour as the storm moves over these islands. There's the U.S. and British Virgin Islands there, St. Kitts, and wider view shows the Dominican Republic, Turks and Caicos, Bahamas, and then South Florida. So it's a little under 1,400 miles away from our area. And this is 185 mile an hour winds moving west-northwest at 15, the forecast track, taking it north of Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti on Thursday. It does weaken a little bit. You'll notice on the advisories, 155 miles an hour, and then just kind of hugs the north coast of Cuba. That is on Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday, this Sunday position hasn't changed much in the last 24 hours. It's almost the same spot it was 24 hours ago. It was down in about 80 to 90 miles to the southeast of this position. This is pretty much right over Key West, or very close to it. That's Sunday at 8 o'clock. And we have all of South and a lot of Central Florida in the air cone here, which means we could see a track more in this area here, more of a threat to our area, or down to the south and tracking into the Gulf of Mexico. The issue are the computer models, which are still not in great agreement. In fact, they've actually the spread is a little larger out at day 5. We have watches and warnings, in fact, all the way into the Turks and Caicos, and we could see some watches posted here tomorrow, early Thursday. Now, here are the model tracks. This isn't too bad out about day 3, but as we head into Saturday, this is when the turn is. So there are two big questions here. How much interaction do we get with the coast, north coast of Cuba, which could weaken this a bit, and also that turn, which is essentially a right turn for a hurricane, a major hurricane in towards South Florida. A little unusual to say the least. Can't think of another storm that's taken such a dramatic turn toward the north. And the reason for that is this trough that's coming down, the high weekends. This allows a window where this storm actually can take a turn and become a threat to South Florida. There's the official forecast track. That's Sunday at 8 o'clock. The model is a little farther north than that. So several scenarios. One is that the high stays weak. The storm tracks into the Bahamas. This is the GFS model at this point. We also have the chance where the high stays strong. It's been taking a south track in the last couple of days, a little farther south than expected. Moves along the north coast of Cuba and then into the Gulf. That's also a scenario that's possible. And then we have this trough that comes into play late in the week too. The high weekends, there's a window here where it can move in and become more of a threat all the way up the coast of Florida in toward Georgia. So lots of questions, but with the track now and the air cone, here are the potential for weather Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Tropical storm conditions possible on Saturday with torrential rains. Sunday, hurricane conditions are possible, especially if we get the track shifted to the east and closer to us. And Monday, those conditions improving, but late in the day. So it is definitely a mid to late weekend event, maybe even into early next week. This is not a Harvey event. There's not 40 or 50 inches of rain with this storm at this track and this speed, 5 to 10. At this point. We'll have a better idea as it gets closer. We certainly could see some watches, and you want to monitor the track, and obviously you want to get a hurricane plan too. Just a quick look at a storm back in 1960 that has taken so far a similar track. I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but it's eerily similar to even the official forecast track. This is Donna back in 1960 that made a landfall on the west coast of Florida.